Welcome, Wambo, and thank you for being a part of the first episode of Fandom FANtoms.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the invite, Ventus. What are we here to talk about? I mean, I'm pretty sure my background should obviously give us a hint of what today's topic is, but you introduced it.
Yep, today we'll be discussing full on spoilers for Kingdom Hearts in all its beautiful and confusing glory.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, for people that haven't played the Kingdom Hearts series, I would say this is probably one of the most confusing stories to keep up with. Even though they sort of try to help you along the way in this game by kind of mentioning past characters, if you don't really know their story, you get completely lost in everything.
now let's start a little bit with your background for Kingdom Hearts. Like, personally, the first time I played was when I was like 7 or 8, and a cousin let me borrow the game, but I didn't really get into it until I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah. Okay. When did the Kingdom Hearts one come out? 2002.
It's
Okay.
years now.
So, geez, let me subtract my age. So then, because I played it when it first came out. So let's see, 17 years ago. Um, dude, oh man, I was 14 when the game came out.
Wow.
So that's my first experience with the game, as far as I can remember. Actually, I think the reason I got the game, funny story, is I don't know. Before it was called GameStop. If I remember, I think GameStop used to be called something else. I think it used to be called like something with an F, like Funkoland. Was it Funkoland?
Yeah, something like that. No, because the Funko Pops have a similar name, so it's Funko something.
Yeah. So that's where I used to buy my games. And when you bought games, every time they still do, I think they still do. They offer you Game Informer for like a year or whatever subscription.
Yep.
And so I had that subscription, and so you get a monthly Game Informer, and there's always a featured game, right? The featured game in one of the magazines I got was Kingdom Hearts. That is how I got introduced to Kingdom Hearts. I saw the pictures. I didn't know anything about the game until I saw it. At that point, I had played Final Fantasy games, so I kind of knew who Square was. But to see them do a Disney collab was what caught my eye. And so as soon as the game came out, I bought it, fell in love with the series. And that was my introduction to the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Huh. See, I never played Final Fantasy, so I just loved Disney, and so my cousin was like, "Here you go, try this out." I never really got much into it originally. I played through Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit through Rox's story, but I never got further than like the second world. So.
Oh, okay.
Now, have you personally played all the games?
Okay, so here's where some people might like not destroy me or cannot consider me a real fan. I've played all the Kingdom Hearts up except for the what is it? I think it's the one with the Roxas, Ventus, and Aqua, like their story. So that's the only one I didn't play, which was Birth by Sleep. If I'm correct.
Sleep, yes.
Yeah. So
that one's my personal favorite.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's favorites, which is why when the scene with Aqua, when they first did the trailer at E3 and they showed her getting Norded, like the reactions that people had, those reactions was not something that I had. Like I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I could see why, but I never played that one. So please do not roast me, Kingdom Hearts fandom. I get it. I do know the story though. So in preparation for 3, I did watch like a video, I think it was like a video of like the whole entire story, including the cutscenes, basically almost like an entire playthrough of that game. So I knew going into Kingdom Hearts 3 what I was getting into, like because I had played 2. Obviously, if you play 1, you go to 2. Played even Chain of Memories, but not the console version, the actual Game Boy Advance version, which was horrible to begin with. Like nobody liked the card battle system. Nobody likes a card battle system. It was stupid. But being a Kingdom Hearts fan, I had to get it, and then I played like I said, didn't play Birth by Sleep, but I did play the 3DS one, which was Dream Drop Distance, which is so that one, which was technically you could kind of call it Kingdom Hearts 3 because it takes place after 2, but it connects into 3. But that's why I think they joke about it. It's called Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or. And in spoilers, when you play Kingdom Hearts 3, I think like the first world is just as they meme it. There's a meme in there where after you finish the first world, it's instead of saying straight Kingdom Hearts 3, it says Kingdom Hearts 2.9, as in like, oh, one little extra little egg before you officially start. I think I don't know if they did that as a little meme to their own how many games they have out that they just number. I think that's what it was.
I think it was that too, which I remember when I first saw 2.9 come up, I was very shocked, and then
Yeah.
about it because it was.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Now, have you played the mobile game? Since that's the direction it seems to be.
Okay. The mobile game. Even though I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, I had this thing where it's like, dude, I don't want to get sucked into mobile games. Like, I saw it, I didn't play it, but I do know that the mobile game is basically the real prequel. It takes place during, like, I know the story of the mobile game. It introduces the what is it? The foretellers, and then their division of children keyblade wielders, and then the war. And I know that they also, another spoiler for when we get down the road, they are also shown in the game in their own way. We'll get to that when we get to that part. But yeah, I know about it. I didn't play it, but I know that if you played it, you get like a special keyblade unlocked for playing the mobile game.
I personally just started dabbling in the mobile game, but similar to you with Birth by Sleep, I watched the cutscenes of the back cover and some of the story behind the mobile game.
Yeah.
That way I understood going into it who some of these characters were and why they were important.
Yeah, at that scene where that kid, that person showed up, I did not know who it was, but I put two and two together when you start writing all the keys. So I mean, it kind of made sense. I already knew that that's where the big Keyblade were. So I suspected that character was from the mobile game. I just didn't know his name.
Yeah. Now, Kingdom Hearts been out for about 2 months now, right? Came out 29th. So, how many times have you played it? Because I know people who have played it 10 plus times, and people like me who have only played it once.
Okay, I'm in the same boat. I'm one of those. I played it once, enjoyed it for what it was. I let the ending sink in, and I usually, like, maybe back in the day I used to care about like getting everything in a game, like completing the. So like I know you can get like the ultimate weapon, and I think they just showed how you can get the secret boss. There's a secret boss in the game. Like, I might go back and do that, but I've only played it once. I was thinking of playing it in proud mode, but then when I saw other people talk about how proud mode is not that difficult, that is basically like it's almost like, if that's why people are waiting for the what is it, chaos mode, which is going to be like critical mode, which is supposed to be harder, but proud mode is like, people are like, no, you're not going to have that much difficulty in proud mode. So I didn't see the challenge in playing it again. Because I unlocked the secret ending, because every Kingdom Hearts always has a secret ending. I unlocked it because I was obsessed with the Mickey Mouse symbols, which is how you unlock the ending. Because I'm like, dude, I obviously you get a good reward, and they mention in the beginning, oh, something good might happen, which it is a Kingdom Hearts fan. In my head, it's like, oh, it probably unlocks something at the end. So I'm gonna look for those Mickey Mouse things. But I did find out, though, that if you play proud mode, you don't need to collect all of those symbols to unlock the secret ending. They never give it a certain number, but it's the producer just said it's just a small number you need to gather.
I played proud mode, and I think I unlocked it after 30 or something like that, maybe 35 of them. So not, because there's a right.
Yeah, but I found that I think for normal mode you just need 90, so it makes sense if for proud mode it's just 30. Because some of those are like when I found them, I'm like, dude, you would never know that they're up here unless you get like a clue, and you hope that Goofy or Donald mention, hey, there might be a lucky symbol around here, but all they really do is, and it's become a meme, is they just keep goddamn telling you there's ingredients around here. There's fucking ingredients around here. It's like, that's hilarious.
On the topic of that ending and the secret ending, I know some people didn't enjoy the ending, but what are your thoughts on it?
All right, so if we're going to jump to full spoilers now, I guess this is a spoiler warning, but then you already announced it at the beginning. The ending, okay. So the ending, I guess, makes sense in the realm of, like, you want to keep the series going. How do you keep it going? You obviously Roxas has to continue his adventure, but he needs a new reason to continue, and comes in heavy plot point from day one. Kyrie. The main reason Sora even went on this whole journey was for Kyrie. I mean, yes, he wanted to save Riku as well, but it was mainly Kyrie.
Yep.
Same thing. Kyrie disappears again. Roxas mentions it every time he gets close to finally being with her. He gets separated from her. I thought that ending was perfect because, like I said, it continues the story. But what I'm confused about is, so there's technically 3 ending movies. Actually 4 if you include the secret ending. Because if you don't get enough symbols, you also don't get the ending where we get to see the, what do you call it? A certain character is still alive. We know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
What's his name? I think we're now. It starts with
It's his
X.
true name is
Yeah, not his
Lucio.
real name. Yeah, but his organization name was
Zigbar.
Zigbar. Yeah, so you also need the symbols for that ending. But
Did not know
before we,
that.
yeah, because I saw somebody after I beat it. I watched other streamers play the game, like streamers that I know love the series. Like I'm like people like Keyblade Sarah. I'm sure you know who she is.
Yeah.
So when I watched her play through, and she didn't get the ending with Zigbar. So I'm assuming it's because she didn't get enough symbols, and she played on proud mode. So I think she did proud mode.
Hmm.
But yeah, she only got like the first 2 ending movies, the one where it just cuts off after they're back on Destiny Island, and she didn't get to see the Zigbar ending. But yeah, that ending was really good. I assume that because Sora said he's going alone, maybe I don't know if there's some foretelling of like maybe Square and Disney might not work on the next Kingdom Hearts. Like they might want to get away from Disney, which would give Sora the reason to not need Mickey and Donald. Maybe there's Disney's kind of like, I know they're like for certain games collaborations, like they're very protective of their IPs and stuff. So because I'm sure you heard there was also that thing where they limited Square on what they can do in the Frozen world, because like apparently they're like, no, we can't allow this or this or this. Like the director said that was probably the heaviest world where they had the most restrictions to what Disney allowed them to do with that world.
Which you can kind of see because the world, as much as I like the aspects of the world, some of the things you do in the world weren't that entertaining. Like finding Olaf, in my opinion, was pretty boring.
Yeah.
Looking for these pieces, it kind of pulled you away from the game, and I think that is partially because they had so many harsh restrictions on it.
Yeah, because I guess people were expecting that the boss in that world was going to be that guy that kidnaps Elsa. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's what everybody expected. But you don't even they rarely even show his face. Also, like if you like, it's always from the back. Um, like by the time you get to Elsa, he's just passed out already. Like it's just
Yep.
like because obviously he gets knocked out. He knocks himself out when he tries to down her with the sword. Hits the ice sculpture of Elsa's sister. But yeah, you never fight him. The boss is kind of weird. That world is, yeah, like you said, most of it was just climbing the mountain and a lot of like mini games, which was like the Olaf one you mentioned, the snowboarding one, which is sort of a mini game. I considered a mini game, even though you're being chased by monsters. But yeah. But oh yeah, back to the ending. Sorry. So so you get that ending, and then you get like an extra video, which is all you get to see what happens with everybody, which is awesome. Everybody gets their final closure. I mean, they had to wrap up everything. I mean, you get Roxas goes off. Not Roxas. Sorry, Sora. Roxas, Lee or Axel, as I think people just prefer to call him Axel. Shion, they're finally reunited. They're on the tower. They're all happy, eating ice cream. And then they're joined by Roxas's friends, who he doesn't really remember because Roxas doesn't have those memories. Yeah.
Yep.
And then what else? Who else? And then you see Ventus, Terra, Aqua. They get their ending as well. They go, basically, I guess in a sense, bury away their master, even though all they really did was just put his Keyblade as a monument, and and they go off, and then Roxas or Ventus is reunited with the little, I don't know the little thing's
Chirithy.
name, Chirithy, yeah. And then who else gets? Oh, and then everybody. The one thing I guess a lot of people really wanted was Nominee, because there's a lot of Nominee fandom out there.
Yeah.
She gets brought back thanks to the help of Ansem. Was it what's his name? Loxus, I think.
Oh, Lexus / Alias.
Yeah.
Like human name. I don't know what to call them. Human.
Their names, their human names are their names. In I think in without the X, like Axel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just take out the X, and that's their name. So she gets brought back, and Riku's there to greet her, because I guess they're gonna go on an adventure. So that kind of, I guess, if they do another Kingdom Hearts, that's I'm assuming Riku and Naminé are like a thing now. Because, well, I guess I feel like they're trying to put them together, because Riku's his Heartless, or his other I guess whatever you want to call him, his other half, like had a thing for Naminé. Like he protected her and everything. So makes sense why he's there. And who else gets there? And I think, and so that's that ending. You know, everybody's happy. Everybody gets their story told. Mickey goes back home, all that. But then you get the island ending, which is they're all out there celebrating on Destiny Island. Music kicks in, obviously the song by Utada. But then you see something that like is confusing. So everybody's having fun. Everybody's playing on the beach. They look in the distance, and then they see Sora and Kairi on the palm trees together. They're holding hands. So so like it's that moment that everybody you think they're finally gonna kiss, maybe, because I don't know what they were trying. It looks like that's what they were trying to set up. And then she tears up. So then that tear comes down. You're like, wait, why is she tearing up? The sun gets brighter. Sora fades in like cloud, like Thanos, basically. His finger snap. He's gone. Yep. Then you're like, okay, wait, what the hell? Wait. So Kairi's there, but Sora's not there. So that makes me think that Sora somehow found Kairi and was able to get her back. But Mickey did mention in the ending that even if he finds her, he might not be able to come back. So, which is, I think what they're trying to say is that he did find her. Because, I mean, I don't think they'd be looking off into the distance if nobody was there. So I'm assuming he found Kairi. That's what I think, based on that ending. Then, what is it? You get a third ending, which would be the Zigbar ending. You find out he really didn't die, number one. Number two, he's one of the, what is it, 6 of them? I think it's, there is. All right, there's, hold up, let me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think there's 6. One doesn't show up. I think there's 6 of them. So what are they called again? The foretellers. The foretellers. So it turns out Zigbar is one of the foretellers, the one that the Master of Masters had entrusted with guarding the black box that you keep hearing about but never get to see throughout the whole game until the end. He tells them that I guess he basically admits and the foretellers are alive, I guess. We all thought they were dead, but somehow they're, Kingdom Hearts, I feels like almost nobody dies. I mean, Jesus. I mean, with the whole theory of hearts can live in other people, I mean, Terra and Ventus, their master was inside Terra the whole time. Like, what the hell? I mean, but they're technically dead now. He just came out for that one special scene. So Zigbar, or I don't know what his real name is. I feel like we should have like these things pulled up of like their real names just so that we're not like just. I
know he's Braig, Zigbar, Lucio, I think's his new name. And I think that's all the names he has right now. But
yeah,
keep giving them more and more.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah. He gathers the others, and he tells them, okay, well, looks like my plan sort of worked. Like that's pretty much what he's saying. It's like, yeah, this is all supposed to happen. So that I guess they move on with the next phase of the plan, because if you played the mobile game, you know that the Master of Masters wrote a book that foretold what's going to happen. Basically, the future. He saw the future thanks to the Keyblade, which I don't know the name of the Keyblade that he has, but it's the one that has the eye that can tell you what's going to happen. He wrote a book that laid out everything that's going to happen. He gave this. I think he gave one to each of his pupils, and that's where. But in the lore, not all of them said the same thing. There was a couple twists in there. That one of them mentioned in all of them that there is a traitor amongst them, which is why the Keyblade Wars started, because nobody knew who to trust. But the one that doesn't show up, I don't know her name. Let me see.
It's Ava, I believe.
Ava, yeah, Ava. So she doesn't show up, but apparently she doesn't show up because she had also another her own mission from the Master of Masters. So I'm assuming we're gonna get whatever that mission was in the next Kingdom Hearts. Because Zigbar basically says, "Oh no, don't worry, it's all going according to plan. If she's doing her mission, it's basically what." So you get that ending, and then you get one more scene with young Ansem, and young the master's name. See, this is how you know I didn't play Birth by Sleep. I don't even know the master's name. Ericus, where they finished their game of chess, which was basically like what was Kingdom Hearts ending, pretty much foretold, where like, oh, you think it's over, but I end up winning. So he loses, they clear the board, and he says, "Oh, I have a new game that we can play. I just heard about it." And he puts out new symbols, no pieces. I mean, and on the pieces on Ansem's side are the 6 of master students, each with their own animal head, which is what they represent each house.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple pieces that are also on that side that we don't know who they are yet, because the new player is going to come in. And then on the light side, I guess, because there's darkness and light.
Yep.
There's how many? I think there's 7 pieces again. I think, if I remember.
I just remember seeing Sora's little crown, and of course.
Oh, actually, no. I think it was he only put Sora's crown. Yeah, I think that's the only piece he put for now. So that's basically foreshadowing, I'm assuming, the next game. Okay, so then that ending clears, and then you get by this point, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, there's always a secret ending, which requires you to collect a lot of stuff. I think the first Kingdom Hearts ending was you had to collect all the Dalmatian puppies.
Yep, still haven't done that one.
I did it because I found out about it through, once again, Game Informer said, "Hey, there's a secret ending, you just have to collect all the puppies." So I had to, back in the day, find the guide. I think one of the Game Informers actually had the guide over where they were all at. But yeah, so a secret ending. I'm sure most people have seen it. If you didn't unlock it, you saw it on YouTube or somebody else. You get Sora wakes up, Riku wakes up. They both wake up apparently somewhere in Tokyo, but at different locations in Tokyo, and somewhere in Japan. I mean, not Tokyo. So I think Sora's supposed to be in Tokyo, and I think Riku's supposed to be in Shibuya, and they both wake up. The worlds look ultra realistic, which kind of is a departure from like the fantasy worlds, because like Sora is even surprised, like he's never seen a car. Like everything looks new to him. Like there's cars, there's people, and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. They're walking in the city. You see 2 characters shown. One, which is actually shown in the game in a scene where Toy Story World. That world starts off with a cutscene, like right off the bat, and I was like, "What the?" I was like, I assumed it was like maybe something to like. It's so that character, his name was
Yozora,
which if you think about it, it sounds like a mixture of Roxas' his name and Sora. He looks like Riku number 1 almost. Yep. That's the first thing I thought. Except I guess not. He has like his hair is a little bit different, but he looks like Riku. One of his eyes is red, one of his eyes is blue. So he's in the game, but in the game on the Toy Story, he's introduced as a video game character. Like, oh, it doesn't exist. This is just a video game. But in the secret ending, Yozora shows up. So it kind of tells you, I guess, they want to connect those worlds. He's watching over, I think, Riku, not Sora specifically, if that's what the theory is. And then you see the Master of Masters. I'm assuming it's the Master of Masters. We could be wrong. It could be another person that we don't know. I'm assuming it's the Master of Masters. It's the only person that I can think of. He's in that same universe. Uh, he's looking at the moon in a distance, and he puts his hands in the shape of a heart over the moon. So that tells me they want to still do the oh yeah, the Kingdom Hearts plan is still going on. Like we still gonna open Kingdom Hearts. I don't know how, because like I said, based on the ending, I think they want to get away from Disney. Because like I said, Sora's alone in that ending, in that secret
Yeah.
ending. But I don't know why they would show Maleficent in the Zigbar ending. Like she Maleficent and Pete are in the distance watching them talk about the black box and everything.
That's the thing. Maleficent's still like the main bad, sort of, but not.
Yeah.
Really. But she still acts like she had importance. But she didn't do anything in this game. But they keep building her up. So I feel like they have to have some sort of resolution somewhere.
Yeah, I think like you said, that is really true. Like she played almost no part, but because she knew, she even told Pete at one point when it looked like they were going to give up on the box, she said, "No, it's going to happen. We just have to wait till the final battle. That's when we'll see the black box." And she was right. She called their shot. They showed up just at the right time. So I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm assuming based on I mean, how well the game did sales wise. Obviously, there's people who are critical about the game. Too easy, stories so confusing, especially for new players that came in. Like I don't mind new players coming into Kingdom Hearts 3. Hey, I have nothing. If more people that get to enjoy Kingdom Hearts, I love it. But I feel like those same people should have been prepared. That if you play without playing the other ones and you're confused and you have no idea what the hell's going on, you're obviously not going to enjoy it. Like the game has some bad things in it. I would say, but I love the game overall. Story, it was fun. The combat felt amazing, but obviously people can nitpick some things. The combat's easy. It's easy, but I thought it was fun, especially with the transformations on the Keyblades. I think that kept it fresh. One thing I guess I could see that people complain about was the attractions, because
Yep.
the attractions. All right, I'll give my opinion on them, but I want to hear your opinion. Actually, before we get to the attractions, I want to hear your opinion on the endings because I already gave mine. So let's hear yours.
So
But another, let me add real quick note. Apparently,
yep.
also the ending, the secret ending. Apparently, it takes place in another game that was made by the same what's his name, director, called Nomura. Yeah, I think he made a game for the, I don't know what system, it was a handheld, but it's called The World Ends with You or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why one of the towers people recognize it. It's actually in that game, and the art style is the same as Kingdom Hearts. That it was like a mobile game, handheld game. I mean, I think it was for the DS. But yeah, go ahead. Let me hear your opinions on the ending.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the ending. Let's starting off with the whole Sora disappearing. I felt that was very Kingdom Hearts because I even mentioned it on stream when I finished the game. Leading up to that point, I was like, "Is this gonna be the first Kingdom Hearts game where we actually have a happy ending?" That would be so like anti Kingdom Hearts. There's always something at the end that just takes all that happiness away from you. You figure starting with Birth by Sleep, literally everyone dies at the end of that one. Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora gets ripped away from Kairi.
Mm-hmm.
Riku and Mickey are locked into the darkness.
Yep.
It's like we've never really had a true happy ending, and I was so excited for that happy ending, but I think taking it away that last second was really good on their part. I know some people didn't like that, but it felt most like Kingdom Hearts to me.
I mean, I could see that because people have been waiting technically they're almost 13 years for this game, so they thought finally conclusion, and there was that rumor saying that this is gonna everybody's gonna, all the loose ends are gonna be tied. So yeah. All right.
Of course, they're not going to tie them all up though, because they want to make more money, and they definitely want to continue these games. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that ending. How do you feel about what's your theory so far on the Zigbar ending and then the secret ending?
Now, when it comes to the Zigbar theory or the Zigbar section, I think it fit his character really well because just all the other organization members didn't necessarily get redeemed. I don't think that's the right word, but they all at the end weren't really bad people, like except for Zigbar. Zigbar was the only one who his last words were kind of just like,
Yeah, I think to go back on that. Sorry to cut you off.
"No, you're fine."
I think that's why he had that one weird moment where, like, first of all, it makes sense now with that ending why he's the first of the organization members you meet, which is in Hercules' world.
Yep.
Makes sense. And he has that one weird scene where he's watching over Sora, and we know what he's gonna say. He gets cut off though. He says, "May your heart be your guiding," like, and then he cuts off,
Yep.
which makes sense. So I guess that was like foreshadowing, like you said. You see all of them in a sense during the final battle die. All the organization except him. He takes it into his own hands to like fall off.
Yeah.
So okay, so basically, like, he was just like playing everybody like a fiddle, make you think, okay, he's also back. He's gonna go back to his regular body, right?
Exactly. When he jumped off, I was like, yeah, that's Zigbar. Like, Zigbar not wanting to die to Sora, wanting to take his own life instead. I was like, that makes sense. And then when you see he's still alive, I was like, oh, okay, that's why they did it. Now, as far as the foretellers, I'm not too well versed into that story. I know about the Keyblade War and all that, but not necessarily like which one each of them represents and stuff like that. Because they're all somehow related to the present day characters, right? In some ways.
I don't know. I feel it would be awesome if we had like somebody else in here that might know a little bit more. Like I said, that I didn't play the mobile games. I just know the story. I know you can also which I think is an amazing thing that Kingdom Hearts 3 has. They have like a mode. It's in the option. It's in the main menu where you can, if you don't know what's going on with the story, it's actually even in your gummy phone, where you can kind of like it plays videos to recap everything up to that point of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Is that what the chapters are? There's like 6,
Yeah,
something like that. Oh, okay. I haven't watched those yet, but they also put them on YouTube for people
yeah.
who maybe want to see it. Yeah, that ending at the time, I wasn't too well versed in the whole foreteller. Like, I knew who they were. I knew the Keyblade War happened, but I had no idea, and I still kind of don't really have an idea of the Master of Masters and who that could be. Um, I'm sure it's gonna be some weird Kingdom Hearts plot. I kind of am leaning into somehow it's a time travel thing. So we've met this character before, and somehow they went to the past because we've seen time travel, and it really seems like that's where Square Enix wants to go between young Xehanort, um, Ansem, all of it, and even the ending of this game. Some of it dealt with time travel, so I feel like that's kind of the direction they're trying to go. So I could definitely see it being the Master of Masters being someone that we've met who
Mhm.
somehow got sent to the past and is now looking to mess up the present again.
Yeah, I could see that as well because, like you said, time travel, which is a tricky thing because, like, okay, so like one thing a lot of people say, like, wait, if this Keyblade War took place this long, why didn't people like Aqua or Ventus or Terra age? Like that
Well,
should have been because like they met Riku, Sora, and Kairi when they were little kids, yet they look the same. But I think that's somehow it's Kingdom Hearts theory because they were like trapped in other worlds that they never aged. Like Roxas was asleep, or not Roxas. Sorry, I keep
Ventus.
I'm sorry, Ventus because I never played Birth by Sleep. I just every time I see him, it's just Roxas to me.
Yeah.
So Ventus when was asleep. So he was like kept in a protected place. So I'm assuming that's why he couldn't age. He didn't age. Aqua was trapped in the dark world, so that's why she didn't age. And Terra probably didn't age because he was already Norded. That's my theory on that.
Ventus is even more confusing because he basically the foretellers picked like a second round of foretellers to like live in this new world, and Ventus is one of those guys.
Ooh, good thing you brought that up. That's really good. I completely forgot about that. Not only is Ventus one of them, there's another character that apparently was in the same group, and you know who I'm talking about, Marluxia.
Marluxia, yep, and his sister.
He Yeah, Marluxia was apparently also in the organization, which I think foretells maybe when you beat him, he kind of says he's starting to remember what it feels to be. So I'm assuming if, well, we know there's going to be another Kingdom Hearts, obviously. Will it be called Kingdom Hearts? That's the big theory because, you know, it from what I heard, this is supposed to be the end of the Kingdom Hearts chapter in a sense. I mean, it's still gonna. It has to have the Kingdom Hearts name
Yeah.
to sell.
For sure.
But Marluxia was also one of the originals with Rox with Ventus in their in where they're one of the original trainees with all the other Keyblade warriors and all that. So we'll see what he plays in the next game. Maybe I feel like he's gonna be a big player. Maybe.
Well, the big thing with Marluxia though is he, as of this point at least, from what I've heard, he hasn't been able to summon a Keyblade yet. We don't know if he can. And the theory is he may have killed his sister because they're the new foretellers. One of them is not actually a chosen one. One of them killed Marluxia's sister and then as her in her place, but no one knows who it is. Now the secret reports kind of hint at it being a character named Brain, because one of the secret reports mentions a virus in the brain or something like that, and so people connected it. I haven't read the secret reports because I haven't gotten into that part of the game.
But yeah, I just saw those secret reports too, along with the secret boss. I saw them because once again, and a shout out to, I'm sure a lot of people know Keyblade Sarah. I saw her YouTube video of her doing the final boss and reading the secret reports, but I personally didn't finish the video. I just saw the secret boss for a little bit because for me it's like, oh, I want to be in that moment, so I'm gonna go in there and I want to go face the secret boss. Because we all know secret bosses are the most fun thing in Kingdom Hearts because they're supposed to be the most challenging. Shout outs to Sephiroth, which is a lot of people love Sephiroth for Kingdom Hearts 1, and he comes back in Kingdom Hearts 2, if I remember.
Yep.
But Kingdom Hearts 1, the struggle, I remember I couldn't beat him obviously at that age when I was like, 14? But down the road, when I was a little bit older and I felt like my gaming skills were a little bit better, I faced him again and finally beat him because he has one ability that pretty much destroys you, which is he drains your HP and your MP to like 1 instantly. And if you can survive that, then you're good, I think. But yeah, there's secret files. Apparently that's supposed to fill in more backstory.
Yeah.
So we'll see how all that plays out. Like you said, we know Nomura is notorious for just like he even, I think he mentioned in an interview, wasn't sure Kingdom Hearts 2 was even going to get made, which is why he did that secret ending in case it was made. Like, oh, this could set up a possible sequel. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts 2. He put a secret ending in case there's a Kingdom Hearts 3. And there is one. It just took 5 other iterations of the game before it finally came out.
Now, since you mentioned Sephiroth, what did you think about him not being in the game? Because I know a lot of people, or Square Enix characters in general, just not appearing in the game.
Okay. Yeah. So before I played the game, I had somebody in my Discord mention who just popped in, didn't spoil anything, just said, dude, it sucks. Apparently there are no Square Enix characters in this game. Like he found out and I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. I expected some Square Enix characters, but I'm gonna say like maybe the reason they weren't introduced is because realistically, so in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and past Kingdom Hearts, they're shown. You see people like Squall, Leon, Yuffie, the list goes on. A lot of Final Fantasy characters. But I felt they didn't play such a big role in the past games, which would make sense why they can't. I don't think they would be necessary in this game. I mean, they have moments like there was in Kingdom Hearts 2, Leon, Squall, and Yuffie and all them. They help you sort of in the final battle. Like they fight. You see them fight some of the Heartless.
Yep.
Stuff like that. I know Cloud was a big part in the Dream Drop Distance. Was it? I think where Hades tried to trick him into like he used them and Sephiroth in a way to, I don't know. He was like they're like an important plot point. I think Hades. Oh, Cloud is shown a little bit. I think this in Hades. When you see Hades in that world, I think he kind of they mentioned that plot.
So.
Yeah, like the little statues. He's like, oh, he ruined his plan. No. It's when they recap why Hades is back at it again, trying to summon the Titans. Yeah, they show how they show the picture or stone picture of Cloud, Sephiroth, and how Hades tried to use him for his first plan, but it got spoiled by Sora, all that stuff. But I think it's good. I honestly I didn't feel like I was cheated out not having any square characters. Like I think they were necessary. So I'm okay with it. It would have been. I think it would have been a cool little tidbit if they brought back Sephiroth again, just as another secret boss. I think that'd been entertaining. But I'm happy with them not being in there.
I think my biggest thing with Sephiroth coming back is at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, Sephiroth disappears with Cloud because Cloud has to face his dark side, which is Sephiroth. So I feel like I would rather them explore that than Sephiroth just come back as a secret boss. But yeah, I agree with it.
Yeah.
Someone who's not connected to the Final Fantasy games since I've never played them. I didn't feel any of those characters really played a role in past games. They kind of help you out with like tutorial stuff. For example, Leon/Squall teaches you how to use the Keyblade by fighting you in Traverse Town in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they don't really serve much of a purpose. Sid was always your like tech guy, but Ienzo/Zexion kind of replaced that. So I feel like they kind of replaced them with Kingdom Hearts characters. Although I was a little disappointed we didn't go to Radiant Garden. I think that would have been fun to be able to interact with Zexion and Alias and all those characters. Dylan, just in this hub world, which they could always add in free DLC because they did say they are making free DLC and they're making paid DLC.
Yeah. From rumors, there's always rumors out there. Rumors are saying I know about the free and the paid DLC, but apparently this DLC is gonna fill in the plot holes of some of the story. Like, how did Xion come back? Apparently, one of the DLC is gonna deal with Xion. Another DLC might deal with. I'm hoping maybe one of the DLC deals with the training with I feel like I would have been awesome if they showed the training with Axel and Kyrie, because I feel like that could have gone somewhere, but we'll see. Because like you hear they're training, but you never get to see it, which I feel like should be important. Because like, but it sucks. Also, speaking of Axel and Kyrie, I felt honestly, I don't know if I can say this word on your stream. But is this stream like this podcast like mature podcast basically?
Go ahead.
I felt they got both of them. And not Kyrie so much because she's a plot point. More Axel. Like, he becomes a Keyblade wielder. He literally gets, like, no offense in. He gets his Keyblade. He gets destroyed. His Keyblade gets destroyed, which is so weird. Like, It gets destroyed, yet he has it again. Like, well, no, it's funny. He actually gets destroyed. Actually, no, it does get destroyed by his best friend, in a sense. But it's like, what was the point of them going through all that training when they literally did practically nothing? Like, they put up almost no fight. Axel gets pretty much beat up. He gets knocked out in the beginning. I mean, Kyrie put up more of a fight than Axel did. I just didn't understand. I think they just needed, like they said, to fill in, like, oh, we need another Keyblade wielder because remember 7 against 13. They needed the 7 lights, and Axel is a fan favorite. Pretty much the girls love him. That's the best way I could put it. He's a cool character. He serves a purpose. He's connected to Roxas and Xion and Sora to a degree because he saved Sora. All that. So yeah.
Which the weirdest thing about needing the 7 is they had more than 7, but they couldn't say they had more than 7 because you would spoil Roxas coming back if you were like, we have more than 7 already. Well, Roxas, because I'm counting Roxas, Aqua,
Xion. I would count Xion,
Terra. So it's like at the end of the game you have more than 7, but you couldn't say that because then it's like, well, I can't reveal all of the 7. So I think that's why Axel got a Keyblade. I agree. I think he's a fan favorite. We need to look like we don't have 7 and kind of buff up the numbers. Well, let's give Axel a Keyblade, even if Axel does nothing. I don't know what I want to be paid and what I want to be free, because I kind of want these like story plots. I kind of want them to be free because it feels like it should have been included in the game. But I also understand why they might make it paid, because if it's like, especially if it's extensive story stuff, like 2 to 3 hours worth of content, I feel like that should definitely be paid.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I would consider paid DLC worth it depending on the amount of hours we're gonna spend on it. Like you said, 2 to 3, pretty good for paid DLC. But I would expect, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 for me is worth paid DLC. But like you said, if it's gonna be fill in the blanks, like, hey, what were these characters in these moments? Why do they show up now? That should be free. But if there's
Yeah.
additional content that like furthers the plot, like, hey, this is actually gonna connect to the next Kingdom Hearts game, then that should be paid. Like for sure. Basically, we're getting like a preview.
I would love. I don't think they will, because I don't think they necessarily know now, which is why they left it out of the game. I would love to see a DLC of how Sora brought Kyrie back, but I don't think they necessarily know how that's gonna happen. So I don't think they'll make it, because they want to finish all the DLC by the end of this year, so they can move on to the next project.
Yeah, Nomura said that like, so after Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, he said he took a break. Now they're back together. The studio's back together to start working on the DLC. So we'll see what happens. But he does say all the DLC will come out in 2019. So there's probably gonna be a good amount. Um, and then I'm assuming they're gonna work on Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, it's got to be a fourth one. But leading into Kingdom Hearts 4, the last ending that you didn't talk about yet, your opinion on it, the secret ending, the real
Oh
secret ending.
yes, the real secret ending, of course. It was weird. I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times. I think it's definitely something you have to see multiple times to kind of get, because on my first watch, I think I was just so hyped about beating the game that I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, okay, Sora's here. Oh wait, Riku's here now. Oh, Yuzora. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Okay. So, but after watching it again and again, um, I don't know. It feels like a Kingdom Hearts secret ending, and there's theories left and right, and it's like we never really know with Kingdom Hearts. You figure, I remember when people saw the Kingdom Hearts 2 secret ending, everyone thought it was Kairi, Riku, and Sora in their Keyblade armor, and then it ended up being hinting at Birth by Sleep with Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. So it's like you never really know. I think I agree. I think the next world is gonna deal with the world that ends with you, because they were introduced in Dream Drop Distance,
Yeah.
and now that city, because I forgot whose video. I think it was Skyward Wings video that I saw, where he discussed the tower being from the same
Hmm.
world. I never personally played that game.
Yeah, me neither. So don't worry about it.
Really know, but from what I understand is they're like trapped in a video game, and they have like a clock on their hand, and that's like their life basically. So I could definitely see Sora somehow getting trapped in a similar type of game with Yuzora,
Yeah.
and maybe Riku. I'm kind of hoping that Kingdom Hearts 4, not necessarily the next Kingdom Hearts game, which I'll get into a little more after this, but I'm hoping in Kingdom Hearts 4 we at least start off playing as like Riku or Kairi, not Sora, because I kind of want it to be a mission of trying to find Sora for once, instead of them just kind of being like, okay, let's introduce Sora back. Let's journey at least for a little bit on finding Sora and trying to get back to him.
Okay. I actually, to add to what you just said, I think that's the direction they're also going, because now Sora's the one that's lost.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And then, especially on the ending where Riku shows up on the gummy ship and picks up Naminé, I'm assuming Riku thinks Naminé can somehow help locate Sora. Maybe that's why he's taking her with him. And he has the gummy ship now, which means he can travel 2 worlds. Which is, I'm assuming, he's trying to look for Sora, because
Yeah.
now it's like, Sora, you rescued me, you found me. Now it's my turn to repay the favor of me. Go get you. Speaking of that, Riku. I wish there was more Riku moments because I think Riku probably had some of the best moments, even though they were short, like fighting. And Riku has one of the probably baddest scenes in the game where he stands up as one of the final two people before, like, because he's a Keyblade master, which is funny because if you think about it, there are Keyblade wielders, but then there's only there's only two masters technically. Technically, according to the lore, it would be Aqua and Riku.
Isn't Mickey technically a master? Or
yeah, actually, there's three of them. Yeah, it's them three, and I guess what's the name of the wizard? I guess he's a former master.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but he somehow renounced his mastery.
Yeah,
So I don't know what that means,
Merlin,
but,
not Merlin. Merlin's the other wizard.
Yensid.
Yensid. Yeah, Yensid. So yeah, okay. So the three masters that we know of, is Aqua, Mickey, and Riku, which was surprising. When I played Dream Drop Distance, that Riku became a master before Sora was really surprising but Riku came a long way. He fell into the darkness, came back out thanks to Sora. You would think Sora at this point would be. Here's how I feel about Sora. Realistically, he is a master in his own way because he's basically always like doing the most. But every game has this thing where like Sora, which is why I'm hoping if there is we know there's going to be another one.
Yeah.
Please don't do this again, Square. Do not make Sora stupid or weak. Like, oh, he lost all. Well, he's probably going to lose all of his abilities because he probably wasted them all saving Kairi. So another reason to train him up. But like, the best thing about playing as Riku in Kingdom Hearts 3 is that he's already overpowered because he's a master. He doesn't lose anything. Like when you start off with Riku, his dashes are way better than Sora's dashes. He like disappears. He is a badass. Like Riku's he has all the abilities already. Like if you pause, you know how you can pause and check your abilities during any point in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Abilities with Riku, he's just like loaded with abilities because he's a master.
Them, but
you could do it really quickly. You could. He's loaded with abilities, and I felt they made. I mean, Riku looks strong in this game, so Sora looked stupid in this game. Realistically, like
I mean, he mentions at one point that he can't count. So
yeah, I mean, and even his own teammates. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a joke, like Donald and Goofy, like you know, it's a gag. You need to have your laughs in there, but it's like they roast Sora a lot in the game. Like Sora is so incompetent in this game. They make you feel like he's incompetent, and it does feel like that because obviously the whole point of Kingdom Hearts 3 is Sora, you need to get your power back. You need to revisit all these worlds, discover why what do you call it? Why you're even doing this? Like, you know, like it's kind of like throwback to Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you know, courage, friendship, stuff like that. Like he needs to really get the power of waking. And it's funny because towards the end, they're like, dude, you had it the whole time. Like, you know, Roxas pretty much says it was in you the whole time. And Yensid makes it seem like, oh, well, no, you need to travel to all these worlds to get that power of waking back. It's like, dude, Roxas just pretty much told Sora, no, you didn't really need to do any of this. It was already in you. Like, I don't like that. I kind of feel like, why would Yensid send Sora out on these missions? When Roxas said, no, it was in you, it'll just come out at the most crucial moments, which it did every time.
It also seems, though, according to Mickey, that even though Sora has the power of waking, that he doesn't know how to use it, which is why Sora disappeared at the end. Because when Mickey talks to him at the end, he tells him, like, you're using this power of waking, like, too much or something like that. But you're supposed to use it to bring hearts back, but instead he uses it to find hearts or something like that. I forgot the wording exactly, but it's something like that. Like, it's apparently not the way you're supposed to use it, which would be interesting to see the proper way to use it, I guess.
Yeah, like you said, Mickey mentions that if you use it, basically Mickey says it in a way like, if you use it again, it's gonna backfire and you're not gonna come back.
Yeah.
Which would set up why we see Sora in another world alone. He's confused, which would connect Kingdom Hearts, the next Kingdom Hearts game, and why Kairi's back, but just no Sora this time. But yeah, that's the power of waking. It's never really. I mean, multiple characters mentioned like, oh, you should know this, you should know this. Like, what was it? The little tiger teddy bear
Charity?
guy. Charity mentions it too. Like, oh, you should remember how to do this.
Yup.
Like, and then Roxas even mentions it when he comes out in his big moment. It's like, oh, I just needed a reason to come back out. Like, and he came back out, and the reason was to save Axel and Shion and all that. Like, and it's funny because like when in those moments he sort of even says, "Oh, I remember now." Like the biggest one being the Roxas one, where he goes back, throw back to Kingdom Hearts 1, the panel. Wait, was it him or was it for Ventus? No, it was for Ventus actually. Yeah, it was for Ventus. Yeah, where he goes back to the old glassy, colorful panel, but and it shows the Kingdom Hearts one. But instead, when he opens that, it throwback to Aqua, Ventus, and Terra, like all that. But yeah, we'll see what happens in Kingdom Hearts. What else can we talk about? Oh, quick note. I want to add this. Who the hell? Because we never see him again. You know the final fight, the at the Keyblade War area. So spoilers once. I mean, this has been spoilers the whole time.
Yeah.
So the where they all get taken away, right? The scene where they pretty much all get destroyed. Donald pretty much dies. Oh, not pretty much. Apparently, that's what they're trying to go with. Everybody gets taken away to the darkness. Riku has this badass moment where he's trying to defend Sora one last time. So then they replay that scene again. You know, he basically goes back in time, like it's a reset, right?
Yeah.
This time the only difference is Sora already knows what's going to happen, so he gets in the way of like the attacks. But there's one person that shows up. It's supposed to be Terra in his armor, but who was that? We never get to see that person again. I don't know what that was.
So that was actually a secret boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 that kind of hinted at, or secret boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
Yeah.
Kind of hinted at how strong Terra really is. It's, from what I understand, it's his heart inside his armor. It's called Lingering Will. And it's what happens at the end of Birth by Sleep is when him and Xehanort fight, his armor like has the Keyblade still and goes down into the ground with the Keyblade and kind of lays there. And Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix finds this Keyblade and is able to fight Lingering Will. So that's what it has, was it's Terra being Terra, protecting his friends one last time. Which he protects them again, obviously, later when you go fight Terra Nort.
Oh, okay. Since the funny thing is, in order to prepare for this Kingdom Hearts 3, my sister, who is also a Kingdom Hearts fan, because I think she's a fan because of me. Like, so me and my sister, we're obviously older now. She still plays games. That's one thing we have in common. We always played games growing up. She would watch, and Kingdom Hearts being a single player game, she would watch me play these games, which is how she became a fan. She would watch me play, like, it's funny. She, like, after school, we'd come home and she'd like, "Oh, hey, you're gonna play that game?" And I'd be like, "I don't know, maybe. It depends if I have homework or something." She would ask me because she wants to watch me play and beat it. So so that's one thing we shared, that I would play the game. She would just sit there, watch me play, beat these games. So to prepare for this, I didn't buy them, but she had them. The mixes, the final mixes, the 2.8, the 1.8, all that. Yeah. So I borrowed those from her to prepare for Kingdom Hearts 3. So I didn't borrow 2.8, so I didn't know that he was a secret boss. So that's, now, thank you for answering that. Now it makes sense who that guy was, why he's even there, and disappear. Like, literally, like, you don't see him again. I was like, wait, shouldn't he come out? And I thought he like would have destroyed Terra Nort, basically, because he pretty much blasts him into like oblivion, but he survived. So
two of the biggest things that I felt Kingdom Hearts 3 was missing, besides some of the obvious things like obviously Oblivion, I can't think of the name of it, Oathkeeper and Oblivion, right? That's the other, no, yeah,
Oblivion's the one, yeah, and Oathkeeper, yeah.
We saw in Birth by Sleep that Keyblade wielders had Keyblade armor, um, like the Lingering Will. So I thought that was gonna play a role somehow, because that's what they do in the original Keyblade War. Everyone had Keyblade armor. So I was really excited to see Sora in a Keyblade armor. That didn't happen. And number two was in the tech demo for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was Kingdom Hearts 0.2, Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, something like that. There was character customization for Aqua. Like you could unlock special outfits. And I hope in the free DLC they introduce that as part of like the final mix is things you can unlock and have some of it be free and some of it be like paid. Like, oh, for $1 you can get Sora's Kingdom Hearts 2 mask from Halloween Town. Stuff like that.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I also agree. Like, what happened to this armor? I mean, like, it was featured in Birth by Sleep. It was featured in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 2. Like the Ventus and Aqua, because we're not including Terra, because Terra comes back to them, but eventually down the road. Yeah, you would think that they would be like, hey, maybe we should probably rock our armor. It'd probably give us more of an advantage. And but they didn't. I also didn't understand how Aqua pretty much once again, Aqua had a big role when she gets snorted. She gets Ventus back. Well, it's Sora who does, but I mean, her moment fighting Vanitas is what gets him back. She's also seemed weak. Like, I feel like she's supposed to be a Keyblade master. No, should she not like show up? I mean, she does have one badass moment where she fights Vanitas, but like, you beat him, and then she gets pretty much tricked, like into sacrificing herself for. But they counter that by saying she just woke up, so she's not at her full power.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like she should have had a bigger. If she's a Keyblade master, just like Riku, she should have survived longer in that final fight before everybody gets taken away to the darkness. Like, she literally gets taken. Like, she doesn't. Like, Ventus pretty much stands up for her.
The way I see it, and this is just me making excuses at this point for them because it's not written into the game like it should be. It's the same excuse they gave Sora, except just a lot longer. Like Sora, we saw lose some of his abilities, right? And he was in the darkness for like what, maybe 30 minutes tops at the end of Dream Drop Distance, and yet he loses a lot of his strength apparently. So we know Aqua's been there for at least 10 years, more than that.
Yeah. They mentioned that she's been there for a decade.
Yeah. So it's like, I'd imagine not only being in the darkness for that long, but being Norded like she was, she lost a lot of her powers. But I agree. I feel like she should have still been strong enough, especially during that final fight. Against Vanitas, I understand her losing because Vanitas is supposed to be this super strong character that has fallen into darkness. So he's supposed to be Ventus's equal, except stronger because he's given into the darkness completely, whereas Ventus hasn't necessarily given into the light completely.
Yeah.
So against Vanitas, I understand why she was a little weak, but against just that whirlpool, I don't think any of them should have been bodied by that whirlpool. Like, I get why they did it to kind of show Sora's like raw moment, because I think him crying over his friends was great, and Riku telling him like, you don't really believe that you're weak, you just need to see that you're actually strong. I think that was a perfect moment, but I think it would have been better against either like Ansem or Terranor, like one of the main bads, kind of sending them all into darkness instead of just this weird random enemy that they seem to love so much because they had it show up like 4 times in the game.
Oh yeah. Well, to also go with that, yeah, like you said, that's I said. I understand the first Vanitas fight. That's why they mentioned. Oh yeah, Sora mentions you're not even at full power. Let me deal with Vanitas.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in that final fight, I think she should have had a bigger role. I mean, at this point, they make Terra. Well, Terra, because the only reason Terra wasn't a master is because he fell to the darkness, killed his master. But I think if you had to go by tier, I would think Terra is probably the strongest of the three of them.
Oh yeah,
I would think.
100%.
So, yeah, I mean, he was able to hold his master's heart in himself, and he was able to come back from darkness, even though it was thanks to also Ventus. When he mentions Terra, at least I kept my promise, and then he comes back. But obviously, Terra is strong as hell. Like he's supposed to, because if he wasn't strong, his master would not say, "Take care of them for me." Like he knows
Yeah.
Terra is probably the stronger of the three of them.
I think Terra's problem is similar to Riku's problem, but the difference is Riku has overcome it, which I think could lead to an interesting plot point where Terra kind of took Riku under his wing originally, which is why Riku has the ability to hold the Keyblade.
Yep.
But I think it could become interesting to see Riku teach Terra how to control the darkness. Because Terra's biggest problem is he hasn't really been able to control that darker side, which is what makes him weaker than the others, is the fact that he gives into the darkness too much. But I think if he can control it, like Riku learned how to control it, Terra would be one of the best, for sure.
Yeah, but I think at this point, the way the ending worked out, I think Terra's just back now. Like I don't think he has any darkness
Yeah.
in him because he was able to come back uh, from the darkness. Because even that scene, that epic scene where like he grabs Terra Nort
Oh my gosh.
and he's like, one day I will. One day he's been until he finally talks and says, "One day I will protect my friends." And yeah,
Yeah.
and he comes back from the darkness. He does. He does do it. I think we'll see where that goes if they ever play a point. But I feel like based on the ending, it feels like they're done. Like we're done.
Yeah.
We're
I
no
could
longer
definitely see them.
we don't care about the another fight. Keep like we're done. Let us just live our lives. But like I said, we'll see what happens because I feel like there are new key players. Will Sora need help? But I think it based on the secret ending, also, I'm just gonna say maybe they're just gonna focus on two people, which is Riku and Sora.
Sora, yeah.
I think it's just gonna be all right. Yeah, and then I think you wanted to talk about something else, or something else that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, so a lot of people are speculating Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be the next game for obvious reasons, right? Like after
Yeah,
4 should come out. But I personally think that it's going to be like a side story. I think 4 will eventually get, but I think the next game is going to be more of a side story, not necessarily I think it'll matter to the plot because all the games do for whatever reason.
yeah,
I think it might be something different, something similar to Birth by Sleep, because I think they might want to put a little bit of space in between the ending of 3 and 4, because I think they're gonna want to wait until the PlayStation 5 comes out,
yeah,
whatever the new Xbox is, and they've been pretty consistent with yearly releases. They've missed a couple years here and there, but due to their side stories and their re-releases and stuff like that, they've been hitting almost every year since they've released
yeah.
the game.
Like I feel like it wouldn't be a you can't have a Kingdom Hearts 4 with once again being a meme with a Kingdom Hearts 3.5, 3 point
Exactly.
like it's good. There's got to be more stuff in between because I think to them especially because Nomura he's I feel like he has like all these ideas in his head. Is like, okay, we're gonna have these people get their endings. People that want to see Terra, Ventus, and Aqua happy. They want to see Axel and Roxas and Namine and Shion all them happy. But he's like, okay, where do we go though? Like, because even I think this game was delayed. Like this game was delayed a lot. There was
Yeah.
for multiple reasons. One, the biggest one being that I think Nomura said that he thought he had what he wanted, but it wasn't like his vision. Like, oh no, this is not how I want to end the game. Number two was just like you said, they want to wait for a new system. That's what they did because it was supposed to come out for PS3. They waited PS4, and also they changed the engine. Like they were almost done with the game. They changed, I think, the engine because there's a tech demo. There's a side by side from the first trailer they showed for Kingdom Hearts 3 to this one because now they use the Unreal Engine. There's a
Mhm.
side by side where you see how Sora used to look in the old engine and then the Unreal Engine. And I think they did an amazing job. They like, let's wait out. Maybe there'll be a better engine that we can use. And it showed the game looks beautiful. Number
Oh
one,
yeah,
that's one
one
thing we
thousand
didn't
percent.
discuss. The game looks amazing. All the worlds are amazing. Some of the worlds legit feel like you could see this being the actual movie version. Movies like or worlds like Frozen, Toy Story, Tangled are the ones that come to mind because those are
Yep.
like DreamWorks, not DreamWorks. Those are like Pixar movie quality type of worlds.
I pulled up a side by side of the scene in Tangled where Eugene gets stabbed and
Mhm.
cuts Rapunzel's hair, and it's literally the same scene.
Yeah,
It looks like, I don't know if they did it, if Disney was just like, here, use this scene, but it looks like they just went, okay, let me take that scene and let me play it for you guys, and let's just kind of put Sora in the background somehow.
yeah. I mean, the worlds are amazing. I like how each world has its own. I mean, other than I think obviously like the three that I just named, they look the same. But some worlds have their own weird look and feel. Like I think, okay, first of all, I never watched Big Hero 6. I know it's a great movie. I've heard. So a lot of people love that world.
Yep.
Um, I had no connection to that world at all. I'm sorry. I had no. I just wanted to get it over with. I did not know any of the characters. I knew who Baymax and the main kid are because I've seen trailers for Big Hero 6, but I just didn't know the rest of the team. World that I want to talk about, which is I think just look the I think look probably is where they put in most of like the overhaul on the engine was the Pirates world.
Yep.
It looks ridiculous. The detail is amazing. Kind of weird that they used the story of what it Pirates 2, right? Yeah, it takes place during Pirates 2.
I haven't seen the Pirates movies in
Yeah, no, yeah.
time.
Okay. No, it takes place during Pirates 2 because so this is a throwback to Kingdom Hearts 2 which dealt with the first Pirates movie, the
Yeah.
Black Pearl, Curse of the, whatever that was. Because when they see Barbossa again, they're like, "Hey, it's you," and they're like, "Oh, but this time he's a good guy." Because if you watch Pirates 2, he's a good guy.
Got it.
Yeah, that world was amazing. The only thing I didn't like about that world was the
Collect.
the crab collecting maybe.
Yeah.
I felt like that was like really like you didn't really need that.
I get why they did it. They did it so you had to explore the world.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I obviously did explore the world because once again I was on hunting those lucky emblems. I'm like, dude, this world's so big. There's probably so many, especially because thank God for the gummy phone that can track how many emblems are in each world or how many treasures.
Yeah, and it tells you which ones you have too. So when you're looking at a guide, you can be like, "Oh, I'm missing number 3. What's
Yeah,
number 3? Okay, awesome." Instead of just like, "Hey, you have 90 out of 100. Go find the last 10. Have fun."
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. They look at a guide after I beat the game for the items just to see what item number I was missing. But then when I saw that the only reason you really want to collect all the items is just to be able to build the Ultima weapon because you get some of the Ultima ingredients in finding some of the treasure items, but most of them are actually gotten through, if I'm correct, the flan mini games.
Mhm.
You have to like you have to get like the perfect, not the perfect score, but the great score to get the
Yeah.
item.
I played one of those mini games and I accidentally did it because I saw this giant heartless in the Toy Story world and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh yeah, when you see them.
And then it started the mini game and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess there's mini games in this game."
Yeah, from what I heard though, I don't know what the hell. So people when I've googled what the hell are these flan things mini games, they said that in order to unlock them, you just had to beat the world first. But I found them while I was playing the world. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I didn't finish it yet, but I already found them.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that was maybe due to a patch because we all know there was that story about like early copies of the games got stolen. They were leaked. They were sold. Some stores, mom and pop shops, which they do generally, they sell the game. They get the games early. I used to work at a Target, so I know how it works. Like we legit would get a game 2 weeks 3 weeks before it's not even ready for release date, but we just have them. We just can't put them out on the shelves.
Yeah.
So I would understand why there was already like people were putting spoilers on Twitter, going into streams, people playing other Kingdom Hearts game in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3, dropping spoilers. There was that story that they had to patch out the ending.
Yep.
And the ending wasn't shown until day of release. Like there was a day one patch which would unlock the regular ending, and then I think the second day after release they patched it again for the so you can unlock the secret ending.
Yeah.
So that people couldn't spoil it.
Some of my friends who weren't on the up and up with the like the spoiler information and stuff like that, like who don't necessarily follow the news, but they like the Kingdom Hearts games enough to buy the third one, talk to me about the 2 patches and we're like, it's only like day 2 and there's already been 2 patches. Is this game terrible? And I had to explain to them like, no, it's because of the early copies. They wanted to make sure that no one could spoil the true ending yet, stuff like that. And they were like, oh, okay. They ended up liking the game for the most part. That's the thing. I haven't really heard anyone who was a fan of Kingdom Hearts like hate the game. I think there's a lot of people who expected a little too much from the game, maybe. And there's bits and pieces that everyone doesn't like, but that's kind of to be expected with video games. I've never met a video game where I'm like, I like every single detail. It had everything I wanted. Like even Spider-Man, which was my game for 2018.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Spider-Man. There's a reason why to this day, I have not watched anybody play that game because number one, Spider-Man is my favorite to this day, Marvel superhero. Yeah. I heard amazing things about it. I'm glad. Insomniac Studios is one of those studios that I know back since the PlayStation 3 era because they did games such as Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
Although they did PlayStation 2, but I mean, like, actually, no, going all the way back to PlayStation 2, even like stuff like that, like Ratchet and Clank, another game that had a good series going for it, but then I think it fell off after the third one. By the third one, what was the game? It was like a sleeper hit. It was I can't think of the name.
Jak and Daxter?
No, Jak and Daxter is Naughty Dog, which is another amazing studio. Okay, no. They did a game. It had to do with war. It was like a what if scenario. What if we were fighting aliens? Oh man.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've seen the cover of it. I never played it.
As a soldier who his name was Hale or something like that. It was I gotta look it up. Maybe I'll look it up now.
That's what I'm doing right now too.
Yeah. Hold up. Insomniac.
Not Edge of Nowhere, no. Resistance?
There you go. Yeah, Resistance. So they did Resistance, and I only know about them. That's what made me appreciate them because when the PlayStation 3 launched, they only had like a few games, and there was 2 games that came out of that I bought by mistake that actually turned out to be amazing games. It was Resistance and Uncharted, and we know the success with Uncharted. But this is a Kingdom Hearts 3 podcast, so that can be left for another day. But yeah. What else can we talk about in this game? Oh no! Oh yeah, to go with your theory about like the spoilers, and you have friends who enjoyed it, and people that don't enjoy it are usually not real fans. I can see that. Like I said, that's why I think if you're coming into Kingdom Hearts 3, playing it because you know everybody's gonna be playing it, especially like I'm sure it was like the hype game on Twitch. That's why I didn't stream it on Twitch because I was like, my reason for not streaming it on Twitch, people ask me, are you going to stream it? You've been talking about it. You're excited. I even did a giveaway for a copy of the game before it came out. Like, I was like, you know what? I want to stream it because it'd be fun to stream it and enjoy it with my audience. But I don't want to stream it because when I started seeing the whole spoiler thing, I was afraid that somebody might come in, some like asshole might come in and be like, hey, by the way, this is going to happen at the end. So I was afraid of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stream it. I feel like I would enjoy the game more too if I play it off stream. I don't have to, not saying chat is distracting, but if I can just fully enjoy the game, not have to worry about looking at my chat, what's going on in my chat, stuff like that. Like if I can just fully at my own pace, because like I said, I'm one of those people that certain games, I want to find all the secrets. So I feel like if I did stream it, you would just see me running around a lot in the world, trying to find all these Mickey Mouse symbols because I spent so much time looking for those things. People would have been like, "Oh, dude, this dude's still in this world. I thought he'd be already in the next world." Because I know some people just ran through the game. Like they just got to the world. Yeah, there you go. Like ran to the world, beat it. If you got stuff along the way, great. But next on to the next world. Let's get to the end. Me, it was more like, dude. Like I think when I saw somebody's, that shows your completion hours at the end, I was like, dude, I spent so much time looking for those symbols. But had I known if I should, because I started off on normal, had I known that I should have just done proud mode and I would have locked the secret ending with less than what you really needed, maybe that would have been a better idea.
I did proud mode, and I think I have it on Twitter, but I think I did it in 27 hours, 27 and a half hours, something like that. And I went into the game with the intention of, because it was definitely a choice whether or not to stream it, but Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games, and I had been playing all of the other games leading up to it, so I felt like I just had to stream it, but I also was afraid of spoilers and stuff like that, so I purposely tried to get through it as fast as possible, which has its ups and downs. Good thing, nothing got spoiled for me, and I still enjoyed the game a lot. One of the downsides is, like you said, I didn't really get to take my time exploring everything, which is definitely why I want to play through it again. But I'm waiting out for critical mode, because yeah, Proud was a little too easy, especially coming off of critical modes from the previous games. Like right now, I'm playing through Birth by Sleep, and that critical mode is kicking my butt again because I haven't played critical mode
in years, basically.
Yeah, so it's like,
no, I get it, and I feel like knowing Nomura, maybe he's gonna throw in a little bit of like, hey, if you beat critical mode, maybe you get something. Because he could, as this all DLCs coming out, he could throw in little secrets of reasons to play the game again, like other than DLC. Because I'm assuming the DLC is gonna be like on the main menus and be like, oh, hey, extra this, like it's gonna be an extra thing. But maybe he'll throw in a reason to go back and play the game again, like you said, critical mode or something like that. But we'll see. This game, I mean, I think the DLC is just pretty much what everybody's waiting, right? Because we still have Kingdom Hearts has always been infamous for we get more questions than answers.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we got with that ending. More questions than answers. I mean, we got a good amount of answers, but now a whole new set of questions. Like, wait, what? What? Wait, Sora? Is he gone? Riku's there too? It looks like a real... That's why I threw a theory out that maybe Disney's going to be out of this next one, because they showed no Disney characters. The world looked super realistic. We'll see what happens. Disney would be dumb to be like, hey, let's not partner up with Square again. Like, they saw how many copies it shipped, how many it sold. Disney would want a piece of that. So
yeah.
But I actually would be okay with Sora not having Donald and Goofy. Not saying they were useless, because I mean, that's been the meme with them. They're pretty much useless. You do all the work. Even if you tell Donald, heal me, because that's the joke with Donald. He never heals you. Goofy's like pretty much the best out of the... You and Goofy can pretty much beat the entire game. Donald's like not even necessary. But I would be okay with them departing from Disney. I feel like... Oh, this is what I want to bring up. Now it came to me. So apparently, Yosora... And why the characters, because that trailer or that scene where he's fighting these giant robots, saving this random girl, and the characters look a lot like the Final Fantasy 15 characters. And that is because apparently those characters there's videos on it. Yosora looks exactly like the main character from Final Fantasy 13 Versus, which is a game that was supposed to come out years ago, which never came out. And Final Fantasy 15 got made, which is why a lot of people said, oh, hey, Yosora and those guys look a lot like the Final Fantasy 15 characters. Like, there's a character that looks exactly like a Final Fantasy. All of them do. Guy with glasses, he has red hair in that Kingdom Hearts 3 thing.
Yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts, in Final Fantasy 15, he has brown hair, but he has the glasses, looks exactly like him. Because apparently Final Fantasy 15 was what Final Fantasy 13 was supposed to be. But Nomura never got a chance to make Final Fantasy 13 Versus. So, which is why a lot of people say, Nomura's admitted, yep, Yosora and all them, this is what Final Fantasy 13 Versus was supposed to be. This is what it would have looked like. So, we'll see what happens. The future is uncertain with Kingdom Hearts. so many possible things, new players, same, maybe some of the same characters will come back, maybe new characters will get introduced. Because God, I mean, they could. I mean, if for all we know, maybe Keyblades are obsolete in the next Kingdom Hearts. Because like, what's the point of Keyblades? But I mean, they have to exist. They have the Elders and the Master of Masters, the box. That box, still nobody to this day knows what's in there. Like it better
Nope.
be. I feel like it has to be something epic. Like if we get an ending and we open that box and it's like something so stupid, I would be mad. But I don't know what to expect
It's just
anymore.
all the selfies you took in Kingdom Hearts. That's all it is.
Oh yeah,
In
pretty
the
much.
box.
That I could see that. People love that. I did mess around with the camera, but like there was some, like I said, because the game looks amazing. There's some moments you just want to capture on the camera, but I think that was pretty hilarious that they introduced the camera. You could take some pretty epic. I like that you could literally take a picture during a boss fight and just hopefully you get a good picture out of it. But yeah, the gummy phone. I did. I didn't even play any of the. I think I only played one of the 8-bit games that you can play through the gummy phone.
You get a Keyblade if you play through all of them and get the high scores. I haven't done it yet, but that was
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Ratatouille Keyblade are the two that I don't have.
I don't know if it's worth it. Speaking of Ratatouille, real quick, I see people have problems with this, and I did in the beginning, but then I mastered it after like I went back. All right, let me try. Breaking the eggs
Yeah.
in Ratatouille minigame is like probably I can see why people struggle with it. It's the hardest thing to get it right because you have to split the egg apart and get it perfectly right before you drop it.
I don't know if I just had great luck, but on my second try, I did it. Like, as soon as I tried it the second time, I got it. And I was like, this doesn't seem hard. Maybe I'm not understanding. But the first try, I just did it way too fast because I just automatically, like, pressed the thumbsticks all the way out. And it just, like, broke the egg. And then I was like, oh, I guess you have to do it slowly. So the second try, I did it slowly and was able to do it. But I could definitely see why people have problems with it.
Yeah, I think for the Ratatouille thing, I enjoyed it. I think it was nice little distraction. You know, every now and then you want to go try to 5-star your restaurant. I think I only got a 4 stars in my first playthrough. There's a couple things I pretty much I think I mastered all the regular menu, but the special menu is a little bit harder because it's like it's I think it's 2 times harder to get like the excellent on those because it's a little bit trickier.
I didn't do any of the special menu. I only did a couple of the menu items because I didn't use the menu items during the game. So I was like, this is a fun distraction, but this is something I'll do on my own time, off stream type of thing.
Yeah, I didn't really. I know they give you buffs if you use a certain amount of them, and then you have the chef's choice, which would pick your best ones to give you the most buffs. But like you said, I didn't use them. They weren't even necessary realistically.
No.
Like you didn't really need to any of those buffs. Like you said, proud mode. A lot of people talked about proud mode. Not that hard. Like you can, and I know it's been a joke. You can beat the game by just spamming your what do you call it, X? You can just pretty much X your way to victory.
Yep.
And it's true. It's true. Like the attractions are just there. I mean they are hit or miss. There was some attractions I hated, some I liked. The one I hated the most it was the blaster one. I'd never liked that one. Every time I saw it, I would skip it. I would skip blaster one. I didn't like it.
That one.
I enjoyed the I think the one I enjoyed the most. Actually, no, wait. Next to the blaster, maybe the one I hated the most. Actually, no, I'll give the blaster some at least a little bit more credit. The carousel one, please. The carousel one was horrible.
Okay.
But the one I loved the most, that I think was the most fun, might have been the splash one. I think that was pretty fun.
Really? Wow.
What about you? Your opinions on the attractions?
My 2 least favorite were probably the splash one and the pirate ship. Because the pirate ship, I kept getting weird camera angles, and I didn't feel like I was hitting anything.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
The splash one was okay, but I don't know. I preferred the blasters. The carousel was okay. I guess the carousel and the splash one are on the same level for me. The splash one was easy to control, but I felt like it didn't do anything to the enemies. Whereas the carousel, once you got the timing down, it was super easy to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
The teacups were weird.
Yeah, the teacups were like, I think it's just good for a group of enemies, but yeah. A lot of times you would just end it just to just like,
Yeah.
all right, let me get this attraction over. Thank God they gave you the option to end it if you just wanted to end it right away. All right. Well, let's see what else can we talk about with this game. Anything, any topic you wanna?
The only other thing on my notes here that I can think of is let's take a little step away from Kingdom Hearts and something that I want to try with this podcast is
All right.
introducing people to other people that you might not know of. So,
Oh, okay.
ask you, who's someone that you like to watch, or just a content creator that you enjoy that it doesn't have to be from the Kingdom Hearts community. It's better if it is, but it doesn't have to be. That you think people should go out and search and try to watch or listen to or whatever they do.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna mention two people. I mean,
Okay.
there's so many people I met through Twitch. I went to TwitchCon last year for the first time because
Nice,
I've
nice.
barely been streaming for like a year. Like it's almost gonna be my year anniversary. Um, but two people that stick out because these are the two people that actually got inspired me to try to Twitch stream. Like they told me to do it. You might like it. They were streaming way before me. I think their content's great. I'm always usually watching their streams when they're on. Um, One doesn't stream as much as she used to, but that's because she's a mom. Her schedule's a little bit different now. She streams, I think, 2 weeks, 2 days out of the week, maybe three. Sometimes she'll get a weekend stream in. Her name is Cat Mom Mippy. It's Cat Mom, one word, underscore Mippy. So that's her. You guys check her out. She streams Osu mainly and League of Legends. She might get back into crocheting. She does a lot of crochet and arts and stuff like that. So that's one. I think I've been watching her for almost 2 years now. Another one, her name is Nesba, which is Nezba.
Okay.
I don't know if that's two A's. Let me check, just because I know there was a point where I think she recently changed her name. Let's see. Yeah, it's Nezba. So she mainly streams League of Legends. Is her main game, but she streams a variety of games. She plays Dead by Daylight, Fortnite. Not that much anymore. Like she every now and then she'll play it. But yeah, it's mainly. But yeah, you guys should check them out. They're both amazing content creators. Mippy's, like I said, she's a mom. She streams Osu mainly. She has cat cams because I mean you can't be cat mom Mippy without any cats around.
Of
So
course.
so there she has two cams she has two cats that are always on stream. You'll usually see them sleeping off in the corner. You might see her daughter come in every now and then. Nesba, the best way to describe Nesba, other than just a good friend, a good person all around, is sassy. Nesba is probably one of the most sassiest streamers I've seen. Like
All right.
she can take jokes and throw them back at you. Like trust me, you guys won't be disappointed. Even if you don't like League, you probably will just enjoy the content, like just her personality alone. But yeah, those are the two people I would say check out. There's like I wish I could name off other people, but like you said, like the two people that I watch the most, because I watch other people, but those I would say are like the ones I watch the most. But there's people like I'm sure I met you through somebody Sir Kugels, another amazing content creator. I don't think he streams as much because work and other things he does. But yeah, those two, check them out if you haven't. If you enjoy their content, maybe stick around, watch some of their stream. If not, it's fine. That's the best thing about Twitch is it's you got variety, you got people, you can watch whatever you want to watch. Sometimes I do watch people play games that I've played. It's fun to see somebody play a game you played, beat, see them play maybe for the first time, 10th time, whatever. But it's also good to every now and then go and I'll browse like random channels to see, hey, let's see what somebody's playing on Twitch. Maybe I'll find the game that I haven't tried, and maybe meet people that I haven't that will introduce me to games that are amazing. Like perfect example would be Undertale. I've heard about the game, never played it.
Mhm.
And then one time somebody in my chat came in, watched me play a game. They stuck around. They kept coming back, and they're like, "Hey, maybe you should try Undertale. I feel like you might like it based off the games you're playing." Played Undertale, fell in love with it, met some awesome people through the community. But yeah, that's the best thing about Twitch is it's just a place for people that enjoy games, to have fun, and connect, and maybe possibly build friendships. I mean, like you can be friends with the person behind the monitor that's just there watching you at, I don't know, 10 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., just anytime you stream, stuff like that. That's what I love about Twitch.
All right. I will definitely be giving them a watch, checking out their content. Now, if people want to find you, where should they go?
Let's see. My Twitch is WamboSize. Before anybody says that, yes, I get this asked a lot, it's from SpongeBob. No, I've talked about it on stream, but I just roll with it. I'm used to it. My handle is WamboSize. It's WAMBOSIZE, all together. Like I said, in SpongeBob, Patrick says Wambo, not Wambo, but I go with it. That name, I got it years ago from a friend who played poker and mentioned it as saying, like, when he plays, he likes to go, you know how they say go big or go home? He used to say, I like to go WamboSize, because like it's like Wambo. I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, dude, that's like I'm going all in. I'm going big. So, and that name stuck with me, and I asked him, dude, would you mind if I use that when I used to play games back in the day, like online games, like MOBAs and stuff. But yeah, WamboSize on Twitch, WamboSize on Twitter, and I guess those are the two main socials I use. I do have a Facebook, I do have a Snapchat, but I usually don't use Facebook. If the best way to get to me is Twitter and Twitch. For people that want my Snapchat, no reason why maybe you want it. I don't know why you would want it. I mean, I snap here and there, but that one you can just, if you ever pop in my stream, guys, you guys can ask me for it. I'll give it to you on stream. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, first guest on this podcast.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it, man, and I can't wait to see what else you come out with in the future with these podcasts.
I'm so excited, and this went a lot longer than I expected, but I'm glad it did.
So yeah, I mean, what a way to kick off the first one, right?
And I will talk to you later, dude.
Yeah.